What's up, my Deegan dogs? Ho ho! Somebody let the kid off the leash. I don't know who did it, but somebody did it. Oh man, here we go. Woo! All right, Haiden Deegan goes uno at the old Washougal. All right, this is his first, what I would call like a true win. What I mean by that is, like, earlier in the season, Deegan won a Moto, but he didn't win the overall, and then he had a race where he won the overall without winning a Moto, you know what I'm saying? So this is more like what I like to call a true win in motocross, where you went out there and you actually did something to them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was impressive. This is the first time where I have ever sat down and watched Deegan and actually got the vibe that a lot of these Deegan fanboys have been talking about, right? This is the first time I've really seen that. I mean, obviously, he's had glimpses of brilliance, you could say. You know, nobody can forget about the crazy-ass alien mode, dragging the handlebars in his first pro supercross race, in that little clip that's in qualifying or whatever. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, okay? So he's had, like, moments of brilliance where it's like, oh my god, you know, seems like this next level of speed or some shit. But I'm telling you, this Washougal race is the first time that I have actually really seen that out of Deegan. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's had some decent rides, you know, some consistent rides and stuff, but not like this, you know, kind of what it seemed like he was hyped up to be. You know, this is my first time really seeing that out of Deegan, being like, where I'm like, oh shit, like, motherfucker's on the gas and a half. Dude looks like he's about to crash out to another solar system or some shit, you know, just on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? He definitely did that at one of the motos at this Washougal race, where I think all of us were kind of like, holy shit, I've not seen a dude look like he's going that fast on a dirt bike in a really long time. You know, that's all what we thought, right? But I'm just here to tell you, and to some of the fanboys and everything else, it's been, all they've been saying is Deegan is the next best thing. He's, you know, fastest kid on a 250, yada, 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 yada. Well, all I really have to say to that is I'm just now starting to actually even be able to really see that with what Deegan is doing on the bike. You do realize that. I mean, I just want to, like, make sure we're sort of drawing a line in the sand here, that we understand that, you know, it's the first time you can really just say Deegan went out there and, you know, whooped their ass or something like that. It's the first time. You know, you gotta look all the way back to the 2 pro motocross races that he ran last year, and, you know, wadded his shit up in that first race, ended up like 9th in the second one, I think. Then went out there in the future supercross race, had a terrible race on that. Then he went his entire first Supercross series, okay? Had some okay rides, didn't win any races, you know what I mean? Then we get to outdoors. We're almost to the very end of outdoors, right? So it has been a minute. You know, some people want to act like he was this fast and this good at the very beginning. I don't think that. I think he's improved. Otherwise, you know, if he was really capable of looking like he's going that fast, and, I mean, you know, being on that next level like that, then it makes you question, well, why didn't he do it sooner? Why didn't he do that more in Supercross? I think he's literally progressed from that point to this point. That's what I think's happened. And, you know, I remember just making a video on Deegan like a couple weeks ago, talking about how, well, he's, you know, top 5 guy when it comes to, like, speed. He's just been more consistent than everybody else. I remember saying all that. And then, you know, his next race after that, which was last week's race, he ended up getting 5th or something like that. So it kind of like proved my point, but then he goes out in the next race and goes 1-1, you know. So I don't know. Deegan is a little bit up and down, like you just don't know. But this is really the first time we have seen him just absolutely, you know, what you could say was the best man out there, you know, fastest man out there, whatever you want to call it. And yes, I understand Hunter Lawrence, you know, he went down the first moto, didn't get anywhere near as good as starts as Haiden Deegan did in both of the motos, you know what I'm saying? But I also wanted to read something that Chad Reed tweeted that kind of goes along with my point here a little bit. So Chad Reed tweeted this shortly after the Washougal race. He says, "First race of the year that I see the Haiden I've seen train." You know, that's something that really needs to sink into people's minds. I think, let me read it one more time just to make it seem. First race of the year that I see the Haiden I've seen train. So even Chad Reed is saying, like, you know, all this stuff that people, basically in a roundabout way, what he's saying is, all of this that people's been talking about Haiden Deegan, or what he looks like in videos, training videos, and even if you go watch him train and how he looks, you know, away from the races, basically, like him being on that next whole nother level. Even Chad Reed himself says this is the first race of the year that he feels like he can actually see that Haiden Deegan. You see what I'm saying? And I'm exactly in that same boat. I don't feel like we've really seen this up to this point. You know, even though there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of up and down, there's a lot of miscategorizing, you know, what group you're in. You know, you can easily be a hater or a fanboy or back to a hater, or there is no in the middle, it seems. So, yeah, but either way, man, Deegan, I don't know. I don't know. You know, he did real kind of weird at both of the previous sand track, kind of more sandy vibe tracks like Southwick and Millville. Just kind of struggled on those. Some people were thinking him going back to more of a hard pack vibe is more like California where he comes from. You know, I don't know. But he definitely found something. And I know there was some trash talking like at the after the race and shit. I know some drama's kind of going on with that. We'll just lightly mention that in this video here, okay? So, basically, Deegan says something along the lines of, like, Hunter Lawrence is the one that's supposed to be winning this championship, and I think he's nervous now and shit, right? I mean, that's definitely bold to be saying all that, just, you know, now you're finally up here where you actually have your first race where you seem like you're actually the best guy out there, and you instantly start talking like that. Oof. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that's going to work out in his favor. I think all that's really going to do is fire up Hunter Lawrence to be like, oh, this kid thinks he's something in the championship. Okay. You know, I don't know if that's going to go over so well, Haiden Deegan. I mean, keeps it interesting. You know, by all means, do the shit talking. But I'm just saying, you know, don't act like you didn't just get gifted 50 points in this championship from Hunter Lawrence's DNFs, and one of them was a bike malfunction. Not even his fault, really. Otherwise, again, Deegan would not even be in the picture of this championship. So, you know, again, to those people that think that Deegan is just in this position because of his speed level or because of how good he's been doing, it's really not like that. That'd be like saying Chase Sexton was just so much better than Eli Tomac in Supercross this last year because he ended up winning the championship, or he ended up with the points lead at the end, when everybody and their grandma knows that wasn't really the case. Okay? So, it's kind of that same vibe. Deegan was nowhere in the stratosphere of Hunter Lawrence in the first, what would you say, 5 races of this year? 4? I mean, yeah, Deegan had, like a Moto win in there somewhere, but honestly, Hunter Lawrence was in another class. And until the DNF started to come around, that's a lot of points, man. So that is very bold. That's all I'm saying, that Deegan wants to bring up, like, he should be leading this championship instead of a rookie. You know, I mean, yeah, I get that. But, like, also, you know, you see how it took you getting a 1-1 after your competitor has lost 50 points due to DNFs, weird crash off the start, and then a bike malfunction, and he's still ahead of you in points, and you went 1-1. You know, I just don't know if Deegan is at that position yet to even accurately be able to really say things like that. You know, I just don't know if he's quite there yet. And of course, this all goes back to being young and whatever, right? Which is all good. I'm cool with that. But I'm just saying, I don't know if he's got quite the resume yet to be quite talking like that. Maybe he's thinking he's going to get under Hunter Lawrence's skin, kind of trick him up a little, like, oh, I thought I wasn't really battling anybody. Now Deegan's going to, you know, really start talking like he's something, you know what I'm saying? And maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going down. But, yeah, I do still go back to, I really believe this is the first time that I'm seeing the Deegan that everybody's been talking about. You know, it's really the first time I've seen that he did something on the track that's actually impressed me enough to be like, okay, this guy may really be on another level here, you know what I'm saying? Up to this point, he's really just been like a pretty fast guy, you know, like top 5 kind of pretty good guy out there, but not like a blow your socks off, totally impressive. This is the first time I've seen it. So, in what better way than on them new Star Yamaha, you know, 50th anniversary, purpled out, baby. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yamaha, you need to sell those bikes, brother. You're going to sell the shit out of them. This is the biggest, you know, talking I've ever seen on Twitter about an anniversary bike, or really anywhere, any social media or website or anything. This is the most I've ever seen people talk about an anniversary bike. And they ran the purple rims, which I thought fit perfectly. Them Star Yamahas ripping them whole shots, 250 class and 450. They were like, had a 3-wide 50th anniversary white and purple dudes just fucking lighting it up out there, dude. Damn, dude. That was sick, Star Yamaha. That was sick. Y'all boys might have to keep running those with how much everybody loves them and how good you did, you know. Now all of a sudden Haiden Deegan's got this mojo. He got this superpower. He's close in the points. Are you going to risk... This is my question, Star Yamaha. Are you going to risk not running them? I mean, damn. I would run them again. Just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Might as well. Damn. So anyways, about Haiden Deegan, this is cool to see. And to, you know, this is another thing I want to say. You know, I've been a little up and down on Deegan. I've kind of... It's really just scared that we're going to get another Adam Cianciarulo story, or scared that we're going to get another Fortner story, not to mention Fortner having another Fortner moment out there. Crazy ass flies into a dude's bike off the start, gets caught up in the back wheel, rips his back all to shreds. He keeps riding. Holy crap, man. And at one point, just to remind everybody, Fortner had won almost every single 250 Supercross race of a particular year. You know, we're just now talking about Deegan getting a 1-1 in Motocross. He's still not won a Supercross race. So, just saying. The Motocross is a freaky thing. It's like real hard to predict how the injury gods are going to play it. It's real hard to predict. And with Deegan going at that speed level, whoo, I would not want to be in his boots when he has a bad one. You know what I mean? Holy crap, man. But I did want to say this. To all of you that think I'm some Deegan hater dude and all I ever do is doubt him and he can never be good and all this crazy ass bullshit. Honestly, I prefer watching Haiden Deegan over Jet Lawrence, for instance. I know that's going to sound crazy to some people, like, what? I can't believe that, bro. For real, for real. And this is the type of shit, if I was really a Deegan hater, I could never say something like this. Like, but no shit. I prefer watching Deegan's style. Kind of reminds me of a Ricky Carmichael, Villapoto, just on the absolute gas, you know, kind of wild, wicked, crazy, barely keeping it on the track. That's a lot more fun to watch to me than sometimes when you're watching Jet Lawrence. I hate to say it, but damn, you damn near fall asleep. Because he's so damn smooth and so, like, meticulous and in body position perfect at all times, kind of. It looks like Deegan's going twice as fast as Jet Lawrence out there. Either way, yeah. Cool to see. I hope we see a lot more of it, you know. This is really, Deegan needs to solidify this. He doesn't need to go back and have a bunch of weird races where he gets like a 5th or a 10th. You know what I'm saying? He really needs to get in there and make his point heard. But yeah, he had this track dialed in. He was on it, dude. There ain't nothing else you can say about it. He was on it, dude.